Hello, and welcome back. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Maybe your day has been long. Maybe your mind is still racing faster than you'd like. That's okay, because here, things slow down. We're going to go through some quiet wonders, things that don't need answers, just your attention. And now, let's begin. Earth turns gently in the dark. A deep blue sphere wrapped in water, forests, and faraway lands. Everything seems still. Yet the world hums with quiet rhythm. Imagine yourself standing on the edge of the ocean. The water is calm, mirroring the faint silver of the moon. The breeze carries the salt of the sea, and the waves whisper secrets older than memory. Beneath the surface, life moves unseen. Tiny creatures swimming, hunting, multiplying. Each heartbeat, each motion, a pulse in the ocean's living heart. Nothing they do is meaningless. On land, the forests breathe in their own way. Ancient trees sway with the wind, their leaves trembling like the heartbeat of a great being. Below the soil, a hidden web of roots exchanges nutrients, warning neighbors of drought, of pests, of change. A forest is not a collection of individuals. It is a community, breathing as one. Above, winds carry the ocean's breath across the sky. Clouds stretch thin like veils of silk draped over the world. Sunlight filters through, touching each leaf, each drop of dew. Those rays do more than shine. They awaken life, reminding every living thing that everything is moving perfectly in rhythm. Now widen your vision. See Earth from afar, from beyond its atmosphere. A pale blue world, slowly fading into the black sea of space. And farther still, a visitor emerges, 3I Atlas, an interstellar object drifting across the solar system. It is unlike any comet or asteroid we know. Its dim reflection mirrors Earth like a still mirror, reminding us how fragile and how endless this planet truly is. 3I Atlas is not just a wandering stone. It is a reminder that everything on Earth, from the deepest ocean to the oldest forest, to every small, unseen life, exists within a vast, strange, and silent universe. Each breath of wind, each breaking wave, moves with the same patience as 3I Atlas, slow, subtle, unending. Breathe in deeply, exhale softly. Let your mind drift along the path of that interstellar traveler, over mountains, oceans, forests, and feel the miracle of Earth from afar. Beneath the soil, unseen organisms labor constantly. They turn minerals into life, feed the trees, the grass, and everything that walks the land. You cannot see them, but through their invisible rhythm, life overflows from every corner of this planet. Across the ocean's surface, living lights flicker. Bioluminescent plankton sparkle in the dark, tiny stars adrift on water. They pulse in rhythm with the waves, reminding us that every world has its own story, and every creature its own way to shine. Above, wind and cloud move in ancient harmony. Rain falls, sinks into the earth, nurtures roots, animals, and people alike. Each drop, each shimmer of dew, is a heartbeat, a small part of the ongoing miracle. And farther out, beyond the shimmering blue, 3I Atlas still drifts in silence. It observes, but does not intervene, a witness to the living planet, holding Earth within the quiet gaze of the cosmos, a reminder that the miracle of the blue world continues. As you breathe in, you feel life flowing through everything. As you breathe out, you fall into rhythm with Earth and with the universe itself. Every heartbeat is a miracle. Every breath, every sight, a note in the endless song of existence. Farther still, beneath the deep ocean, where light barely reaches, another world flows in quiet harmony. Microscopic creatures, tiny yet diverse in shape and color, carry out their work silently, perfectly. They form the living currents of the sea, each cell, each tiny heartbeat, contributing to the vast rhythm of the ocean. Coral reefs glow in silence, yet never cease growing. They are cities for thousands of species, where every organism, even the smallest, plays a vital role in maintaining ecological balance. Viewed from space, Earth shines like a sparkling blue gem, and within that reflected light, 3i Atlas drifts quietly, keeping our sense of the vastness and the grand rhythm of the cosmos. Back in the ancient forests, towering trees breathe slowly. Roots delve deep, drawing water, exchanging nutrients with soil and one another through intricate underground fungal networks. Leaves sway lightly in the wind, each breeze carrying pollen, seeds of life, linking a part of the forest to the entire planet. Everything has purpose. Every breath is part of an invisible symphony. Rain falls upon the leafy canopy, each droplet producing soft, steady sounds, like the heartbeat of a colossal being. Streams wind through valleys, carrying silt that nourishes plants and life everywhere. You can feel life moving silently, a chain of continuous reactions, connecting the smallest microorganisms to the deep oceans and vast forests. Above, winds carry moisture, clouds drift like thin veils, sunlight filters through, casting flickering rays upon leaves and sea. Everything, from dust to sunlight, participates in a grand rhythm, a subtle miracle often unseen by the naked eye. 3i Atlas continues, drifting silently, a distant witness to Earth, unhurried, uninvolved, only observing and reflecting, helping us recognize the unceasing rhythm of the planet and the connection between every creature, every drop of water, every leaf, and the vast universe. Breathe in, exhale, feel the slow, delicate rhythm, and let your mind merge with it. Earth, the oceans, the forests, the wind, the clouds, and even 3i Atlas, all living, breathing, moving, like a wordless symphony, bringing peace, serenity, and wonder. The ancient forest breathes gently, trees sway with the wind, leaves trembling to an invisible pulse. The sounds of insects, birds, and breezes merge, creating a quiet symphony that can only be felt with the heart. On the forest floor, animals move slowly. Deer, elephants, and other creatures synchronize with the rhythm of the woods. Every step, every small movement contributes to the continuous, flowing life of the forest. Insects flutter, bees and butterflies, pollinating and spreading the rhythm of life throughout the trees. All simple, yet essential. The forest exists without haste, like a colossal being breathing steadily. 3i Atlas drifts silently in space, gazing upon Earth, reflecting the light of oceans and ancient forests. It is a quiet witness, reminding us that every motion, no matter how small, is connected in the grand rhythm of life. Breathe in deeply. Exhale softly. Feel the life flowing through the forest, through the creatures, through the earth itself. and realize that everything moves in harmony with the rhythm of the universe. Clouds drift lightly, without hurry. Sunlight filters through, touching leaves and water. Each tiny ray moves in time with the earth, like an invisible melody, meant only for those who truly listen. The wind blows through the ancient forest, across the meadows, carrying moisture, the scent of earth, the fragrance of leaves. It is more than just wind. Every gust is a heartbeat, a movement, a breath of the planet. Rain falls, not in a rush, but drop by drop, steady and gentle. Water seeps into the soil, nourishing trees, bringing life to the tiny creatures below. Each drop is a miracle, then rhesus formants 3% and guide, part of the interconnected rhythm of sky, earth, and sea. Streams and rivers flow gently, winding through valleys. Sediment travels with the water, fertilizing the land, keeping plants green, sustaining life and spreading its rhythm. 3i Atlas drifts silently in space. Looking at Earth, it sees clouds, rain, and the life rhythms in motion. A quiet witness, reminding us of nature's perfect interconnection. Breathe in deeply, exhale softly. Feel the rhythm of rain, wind, sunlight, water. Feel the pulse of the earth. And remember, even 3i Atlas, from far beyond, observes and reflects that very rhythm. Deep within the planet, Earth continues to move. The slow currents of magma beneath the crust create subtle vibrations, invisible to the eye. Layers of sedimentary rock stacked over time tell the story of millions of years. Silent chemical reactions take place, keeping the planet balanced and sustaining life on the surface. Beneath the deep oceans, dormant volcanoes stir gently, forming slowly, cooling lava flows and new sediments. Every movement, every current of energy is a quiet yet vital heartbeat, like the pulse of the earth itself. 3i Atlas drifts silently through space, observing these invisible movements, like a quiet witness, holding the image of Earth breathing and functioning. Not just water and life, but force, matter, and energy. Breathe in deeply, exhale softly. Feel the invisible rhythm of Earth. Every vibration, every current of energy is a miracle you can sense with your heart. Above, the sky stretches endlessly. The Earth's atmosphere surrounds the planet, fragile yet full of energy. The wind blows not loudly, but gently, carrying moisture and dust, connecting every layer of air, from the highest altitudes down to the surface. Sunlight streams through the clouds, creating sparkling rays over mountains, through treetops, and across the ocean's surface. This light does more than illuminate. It awakens life, stirs energy within every living being. Clouds drift, carrying water vapor, bearing the rhythms of climate and seasons, often unnoticed by the eye. Each cloud, each gust of wind, is a heartbeat of Earth, essential, constant, in motion. At higher altitudes, sunlight and temperature interact, generating moving air currents, lifting birds, rolling waves, and sustaining the planet's circulatory rhythm. Even you, sitting quietly, are part of this rhythm, breathing with the atmosphere. 3i Atlas drifts silently in space, looking down at the atmosphere, the light, the wind, the clouds. It perceives the invisible yet powerful rhythm. Like a silent witness, it reflects the subtle miracle of Earth. Breathe deeply, Exhale softly. Feel the energy, the light, the wind spreading. Let your body and mind flow with the rhythm of Earth. You are standing within a silent symphony, a vast, magical heartbeat, and 3i Atlas quietly observes, reminding you that every movement matters, and every rhythm is part of the eternal story. Humans walk, breathe, and live within the rhythm of Earth. You may not notice, but your body resonates with the atmosphere, with the light, with the wind, and with the surrounding pulse of life. A deep breath, a gentle step, each movement, however small, connects with the planet's vast rhythm. When you look at the sky, watch clouds drift, feel the wind, you sense the subtle connection between yourself and Earth. It feels like merging into an invisible symphony, a wordless heartbeat, full of wonder. Even in stillness, your existence leaves an imprint. Every breath merges with the wind, every step sends vibrations through the ground, a small but essential rhythm. 3i Atlas drifts silently in space. Looking down, it observes humanity's rhythm blending with Earth, like a symphony linking the ocean depths, ancient forests, the atmosphere, all the way to every human breath. As a quiet witness, it reminds us that every pulse matters, every movement contributes to the grand miracle. Breathe deeply, exhale softly, feel the rhythm of your body aligning with Earth's cadence. You are not just part of the planet, you are part of the universal symphony, quietly observed by 3i Atlas from beyond. Looking down at the mountain ranges, you can sense the steadfastness of Earth. Rocks rise, towering and immovable, holding the planet's rhythm steady across millions of years. The soil beneath your feet, seemingly still, is in motion, flowing with Earth's energy. Tectonic plates slowly glide past one another, shaping mountains, valleys, and winding rivers. Every movement has its own rhythm, each vibration an invisible heartbeat. The molten lava deep beneath the mountains, silent and unhurried, carries energy in every flow, balancing heat and sustaining life on the surface. 3i Atlas drifts silently in space, looking down, reflecting the light from mountains, land, and stone. As a quiet witness, it shows that Earth is not only a living being, but a system of energy, matter, and motion, all harmonizing with the rhythm of oceans, ancient forests, the atmosphere, and even the heartbeat of humanity. Breathe deeply, exhale softly, feel the inanimate rhythm flowing beneath, from soil, stone, and mountains to the planet's grand, overarching pulse. You are merging with an invisible symphony, one that 3i Atlas quietly observes, reminding you that everything is connected in a flowing miracle. Everything on Earth moves in rhythm together. Oceans, ancient forests, mountains, and the atmosphere all form a silent symphony. Humans breathe, walk, and exist, flowing with the rhythm of living beings, in tune with the movement of land and stone. Each breath, each step, is a part of the planet's vast pulse. Sunlight pierces through clouds, reflecting off water, leaves, and soil, creating flickering rays, like invisible notes in the Earth's melody. All creatures, great and small, participate in this rhythm, from microscopic organisms in the soil to birds soaring across the sky. Everything connects, spreads, and sustains balance. Even inanimate motions, magma flowing beneath mountains, The subtle movement of waves, the dynamics of the atmosphere, resonate with the pulse of life. 3. Atlas drifts silently in space, looking down, seeing Earth as a complete being. Every movement, every heartbeat, every flicker of light is reflected in the eyes of the interstellar object, a reminder that everything on this planet is interconnected and every rhythm matters. Breathe deeply. Exhale softly. Feel the heartbeat of Earth. Sense the harmony of all its elements: water, forests, mountains, soil, atmosphere, humans, light, energy. You are attuning to this grand symphony, and the pulse flows gently, continuously. With 3i Atlas watching from space, Earth continues to turn endlessly, like a silent symphony in which all living beings move in harmony. Oceans, ancient forests, mountains, and plains. Everything has its own rhythm, yet they merge together with subtle perfection. Humans breathe, walk, exist. Each breath, each step, each heartbeat flows with the pulse of the planet. Winds blow, sunlight pierces through clouds, rain falls, rivers meander. Every phenomenon contributes to the greater miracle. Even the smallest creatures, from insects to microorganisms in the soil, are part of this vast rhythm. No action is meaningless. Breathe deeply. Exhale softly. Feel the pulse flowing through your body, through the earth, the trees, the waters, the air. Let yourself merge with that rhythm. Listen to every beat, every motion, every flicker of light, and recognize that Earth is alive with all its wonders. And in that silence, you too are alive, flowing with the rhythm of everything around you in a wordless symphony that is perfect, peaceful, and flowing, closing the first chapter and opening the path for the journeys to come. After listening to the quiet rhythm of Earth, let us look deeper into the small wonders, where time seems to lose its power. On this planet, there are creatures that are nearly immortal. The Turritopsis jellyfish, known as the immortal jellyfish, can reverse its life cycle, from old back to young, from an ending back to a beginning. It reminds us that time is not always a limit. In droplets of water, tiny creatures like tardigrades survive extreme conditions, scorching heat, near absolute zero cold radiation, even the vacuum of space. They are small, yet resilient, a silent miracle of Earth. Some creatures choose to hibernate. Frogs, snails, and many seeds pause all movement, waiting for the right moment to revive and continue their life cycle. That silence is not a stop, but a way for life to surpass the limits of time and death. Every creature, whether tiny or extraordinary, quietly participates in the vast rhythm of the planet. They remind us that Earth is not just forests, oceans, or winds, but a place of wonder, where life finds ways to overcome every challenge. If you enjoy this journey of discovery, hit like to support the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next magical adventures. Earth always holds secrets, creatures that time seems unable to touch. There are ancient trees, standing tall for hundreds of years, simply by adapting and regenerating parts of themselves. Branches fall, old leaves drop, yet new shoots and leaves emerge, silently and persistently sustaining life. Not just trees, some animals possess miraculous abilities. Certain lizards can regrow lost tails. Some fish can regenerate damaged body parts, offering hope that death is never truly the end. If you're enjoying this journey, hit like to support the video and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring the next wonders, creatures, and stories that Earth quietly tells. Other creatures devise unique survival strategies. Frozen frogs, eggs hatching after months or even years, continue life cycles as if time never paused. Tiny microorganisms, hidden in soil and water, survive conditions that seem impossible. All of this proves Earth is not only a home for life, but also a place of resilience, creativity, and miracles. These extraordinary beings teach us that time, death, and limits are sometimes just concepts, not real barriers. Sit quietly and feel that rhythm of life. You are part of this wondrous planet, and every creature, no matter how small, flows together in the grand symphony of Earth. In the natural world, there are creatures that know how to surpass every limit you can imagine. Some fish, lizards, and crustaceans can regenerate lost body parts, allowing life's rhythm to continue uninterrupted. Tiny beings like tardigrades, hidden within dust particles and droplets of water, survive extreme temperatures, radiation, and even the vacuum of space. They teach us that strength does not always come from size, but from patience, resilience, and adaptability. Here, life is never rushed. Every movement follows a natural rhythm, a symphony often invisible to the naked eye. If you are enjoying this journey, hit like to support the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next wondrous stories. Some ancient plants possess regenerative powers through their roots, rebirthing themselves after forest fires or harsh winters. Even when their tops stop growing, new shoots below quietly emerge. Every living being, big or small, finds a way to persist, adapt to challenges, and grow according to its own rhythm. They show us that death is never absolute, and life always finds a way to continue silently, yet powerfully. Sit quietly, listen, and feel the miracle of life all around you. Every creature, every movement, every heartbeat is part of the grand symphony that Earth continues to play. On this planet, where miracles always exist, there are creatures that leave you in awe. Some ancient sponges, having survived hundreds of millions of years, continue to live, regenerate, and adapt, even as their surroundings constantly change. Ancient algae and microorganisms, silently producing oxygen and storing energy for other beings, carry on their life cycles without direct sunlight. They are like the quiet heartbeat of the planet, continuously beating, endlessly spreading life. Some fish can regenerate lost body parts. Some lizards can regrow their tails, and a few tiny creatures endure conditions that seem impossible. Life finds a way to continue, defying all challenges and limits. These beings do not boast. They exist quietly, continuing their rhythm of life, maintaining balance on Earth. Sit quietly and feel that miracle. Every heartbeat, every movement, every breath is part of the grand rhythm of the planet. Life transcends time, surpass death, and you too are flowing with that rhythm, moving along a silent yet perfect current. Amid the streams, on the land, and within every speck of dust, there are living creatures that time seems unable to touch. Some tiny beings, like certain crustaceans or unique fish, can regenerate lost body parts. They do so quietly, yet with precision, sustaining life without interruption. Ancient trees continue to grow, regenerating damaged branches, leaves, and roots, silently overcoming the challenges of time. They are unhurried, yet every branch, every leaf, stands as a testament to resilient life. Some creatures choose to hibernate, hiding in the soil or underwater, pausing their life cycles until favorable conditions return. When they awaken, they resume their journey, silent but strong, overcoming every challenge Earth places before them. Every creature, no matter how small, contributes to the planet's grand rhythm in harmony with the oceans, forests, mountains, and atmosphere. Life finds a way to endure, persistent, silent, yet full of wonder. Sit quietly and feel that rhythm. Every movement, every breath is a part of the living symphony of the planet. Life continues, surpassing trials, transcending limits, and the miracle flows endlessly. In the quiet places where humans rarely pay attention, creatures still find ways to overcome challenges. Some small animals regenerate organs or lost body parts, as if rewriting their own laws of survival. They are unhurried, silent, yet precise and persistent, keeping the rhythm of life continuous, quiet but strong. Ancient trees also have their own strategies. When branches or leaves are damaged, roots and new shoots quietly regenerate, allowing the tree to continue growing through centuries. That resilience, silent yet complete, is proof of extraordinary vitality. Creatures that hibernate, hiding in soil or lake beds, wait for favorable conditions to awaken. They pause the rhythm of life, but never truly stop. When they awaken, their life cycle resumes, as if uninterrupted. Life is more than mere existence. It is the ability to adapt, to overcome death, a quiet miracle that unfolds every day in tiny creatures or in ancient, gentle trees. Sit quietly and feel that rhythm. Every movement, every breath, every subtle change blends into the vast heartbeat of Earth. Life finds a way to continue, persistent, silent, yet always strong. That miracle exists all around you, even if your eyes cannot see it. There are creatures that make us pause and marvel. The Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, has the ability to reverse its life cycle, from old back to young, from end back to beginning. It lives quietly in the ocean, yet proves that life can transcend even the limits of time. The tardigrade, or water bear, measuring only a few thousandths of a millimeter, survives extreme heat, near absolute cold, intense radiation, and even the vacuum of space. It persists silently, teaching us that vitality does not always come from size, but from extraordinary resilience and adaptability. Some lizards, like the Eublepharus macularius, can regenerate their tails when lost. Each regeneration is a small miracle, like how Earth continually finds ways to renew and balance itself. Ancient trees, such as Sequoiadendron giganteum, stand tall for centuries, regenerating damaged branches and roots, growing steadily through ages, creating a quiet miracle in the heart of the forest. Even the simplest seeming creatures, like rotifers, tiny freshwater organisms, can suspend life during droughts and fully revive when favorable conditions return. Every creature, big or small, participates in Earth's grand rhythm. They surpass limits, regenerate, revive, and continue the cycle of life. Sit quietly and listen. Feel the miracles around you. These extraordinary beings, silent yet powerful, flow along with the continuous heartbeat of the planet, reminding us that life always finds a way to continue. Looking back, Earth continues to flow, maintaining its vast and wondrous rhythm. There are creatures that exist quietly, unhindered by time, undaunted by challenges. They regenerate, revive, and keep living. Some jellyfish and ancient microorganisms operate their miraculous survival mechanisms silently, hardly noticeable to the naked eye. They do not show off, yet are powerful, ensuring the continuity of life's cycles. Imagine an entire world where such miracles exist, where each creature, no matter how small, has its own way of surpassing limits. Bodies that seem fragile find ways to renew, to be reborn, and to continue their life cycles. Sit quietly and feel that rhythm. You merge with the beat of Earth, silent, persistent, yet full of strength. Life continues, surpassing time, overcoming challenges, and that rhythm flows gently, continuously, like an invisible symphony you can feel. Trees do not simply stand still on the ground. They communicate through underground fungal networks, a sophisticated system known as the mycorrhizal web. Through this network, trees exchange nutrients, warn each other of pests, and support weak young saplings, forming a silent yet powerful community. In the forest, ants build bridges using their own bodies, each knowing its place and role within the network. Termites create natural ventilation channels in their nests, maintaining stable temperature and humidity for the colony. Mosses and lichens live side by side, sharing nutrients, coexisting in delicate balance. Every organism, from the tiniest to the oldest tree, does not exist in isolation. They synchronize, cooperate, forming a complex symbiotic web where collaboration replaces competition. It's not just trees and insects. Many other creatures display surprising intelligence. Schools of fish swim together, forming synchronized patterns, avoiding predators and finding food more efficiently. They do not need a leader. The collective rhythm emerges naturally, like a silent symphony beneath the water. Birds in flocks also cooperate subtly. They search for food, signal danger, and sometimes build nests or protect their young together. Not every individual competes. Cooperation ensures the survival of the whole group. In the ocean, some squids and fish emit light to communicate or deceive predators. This light is not just beautiful, it is a means of exchanging information, creating a complex communication network in the dark. Even tiny creatures, like microorganisms or rotifers, form networks, share nutrients, and optimize their chances of survival. Nature is not only about competition, it is also a delicate community where cooperation and information link every component. In the forest, ants and termites do not live in isolation. They build complex nests, share food and information, and maintain stable temperatures. Flocks of birds cooperate in foraging. They signal danger to one another and protect their young together when needed. Not every individual competes. The group functions as a single living entity. In the ocean, schools of fish move in synchrony. Patterns flow with the currents, helping them evade predators and locate food efficiently. They do not need a leader, yet collective rhythm emerges naturally, like a silent, intelligent network. Some squid and fish emit light, using it to communicate or deceive predators. These signals form a sophisticated communication system, silent but effective, helping organisms survive in a vast and dark environment. Even the smallest creatures, like rotifers or microorganisms, form networks to share nutrients, optimizing their chances of survival. Nature operates not only through competition, but also through cooperation and subtle interconnections among all its parts. Beneath the still waters, some fish form synchronized groups, even changing direction in unison in a split second, like an invisible symphony. each individual knowing its role without any leader. Some seabirds, when foraging, signal the entire flock with gestures and sounds, helping the group share resources and avoid danger. In the forest, ants build bridges with their own bodies, creating safe passages for their peers across dangerous gaps. Termites construct nests with intricate ventilation channels, regulating temperature and humidity, ensuring the survival of the colony in harsh conditions. Mosses and lichens sometimes live in symbiosis, sharing nutrients and protecting each other from the environment. They remind us that nature thrives not only through strength, but also through intelligence and quiet cooperation. Microorganisms in soil or water silently form networks for nutrient exchange, optimizing survival for the entire community. These small examples show that non-human intelligence is present everywhere, resilient, silent, and extraordinary. Across forests and plains, ants do not live alone. They cooperate to build nests, share food, and protect one another. Each individual understands its role, creating an intricate network of organization almost invisible to the human eye. Some bird species forage in groups. They signal danger and share the location of food sources, helping the entire flock survive more efficiently. The community functions as a single living entity, each member contributing without needing command. In the deep sea, certain squid and fish emit light to communicate or deceive predators. These glowing signals form a complex communication network, allowing life to endure in vast darkness. Even the smallest creatures, microorganisms in soil or water, create nutrient-sharing networks, optimizing life for their entire community. Cooperation is not merely a survival strategy. It is how nature organizes non-human intelligence. Every gesture, every subtle movement, quietly links all elements within this delicate web of life. In the deep ocean, certain fish form synchronized groups, changing direction together, like a silent symphony in which every individual knows its place. Seabirds travel in flocks, signaling one another about danger and sharing food. There is no leader, yet the group moves with remarkable precision, a striking example of non-human social intelligence. Some glowing squid use light to communicate, to warn their kind, or to mislead predators. These luminous exchanges form an intricate web of information, allowing life to thrive in the vast and shadowed deep. In the forest, ants and termites build elaborate colonies, sharing food, relaying information, and defending one another. Each member understands its purpose, creating a seamless cooperative system, quiet yet powerful. Even the tiniest beings, like microorganisms and rotifers, form nutrient-sharing networks, optimizing survival for their entire community. These examples reveal a profound truth. Nature is not sustained by strength or competition alone, but by cooperation, interconnection, and non-human intelligence, a living network of resilience, harmony, and wonder. Within the ancient forest, trees, insects, and animals form an intricate web of life. Trees exchange nutrients and signals through underground fungal networks, helping young and fragile saplings survive and grow. Ants build bridges with their own bodies, each one understanding its position and purpose, allowing the colony to cross gaps safely and efficiently. Termites design natural ventilation tunnels within their mounds, regulating temperature and humidity, ensuring the colony's survival in ever-changing conditions. Mosses and lichens live in quiet symbiosis, sharing nutrients and shielding one another, creating balance and lasting cooperation. Even the smallest life forms, Microorganisms in the soil build microscopic networks of chemical exchange, optimizing the survival of the entire community. Each of these acts, subtle yet profound, weaves into the rhythm of the forest's intelligence, a reminder that non-human wisdom is alive and ever-present throughout nature. Trees, insects, animals, and microorganisms do not live in isolation. They form a delicate web of life, exchanging information, nutrients, and signals between individuals and across species. Ants and termites build complex colonies, sharing resources and protecting their communities. Trees communicate through underground fungal networks, supporting young saplings and warning of pests. Birds and fish move in coordinated rhythms, optimizing food searches and avoiding danger. Mosses, lichens, and microbes share resources, creating resilient, cooperative, and balanced ecosystems. Every action, no matter how small or silent, is part of this vast living network. Non-human intelligence exists everywhere, quiet yet intricate, weaving the rhythm and wondrous connection of life in nature. Every tree in the forest is part of an underground network. Roots connect through mycorrhizal fungi, exchanging nutrients, sending warning signals, and helping young trees grow stronger. Ants and termites build intricate colonies. Each tunnel and chamber is designed to optimize space, store food, and protect the community from predators. These insects interact constantly, their collective rhythm forming a social intelligence, delicate, efficient, and enduring. Birds and fish move in coordinated groups. Each individual observes the next, adapting its movement to guide, protect, and survive. Their synchronized patterns are a visual language, wordless, yet perfectly precise in purpose. Mosses, lichens, and microorganisms join this vast network as well. They share resources, exchange chemical messages, and keep ecosystems balanced. Every act, no matter how quiet or small, sends ripples through the living web, a rhythm of communication that sustains the earth. This network is more than an exchange of nutrients. It holds a quiet, known human intelligence, subtle, intricate, and alive, expressed through behavior, signals, and connection. Ancient trees warn younger ones of pests and drought, their fungal networks transmitting information through meters of intertwined roots. Ants and termites coordinate the movements of entire colonies, protecting one another and optimizing shared resources. Birds and fish respond in perfect synchrony, sensing threats before any single individual perceives them. Microbes in soil, on leaves, and in water adapt to shifting environments, communicating through chemical signals that sustain the resilience and cooperation of ecosystems. Mosses and lichens react to light, humidity, and air, forming delicate textures and living patterns. As beautiful as they are essential to life's design, every behavior, every signal, every motion is a small pulse within a greater rhythm, the heartbeat of an interconnected world. Non-human intelligence is everywhere, silent yet powerful, weaving a vast, enduring, and miraculous web of life. You begin to see, nature does not merely exist, it thinks in its own way. Every creature, every tree, every microorganism contributes to the wondrous rhythm and connection of the living earth. When the atmosphere becomes the memory of the planet, high above, the atmosphere wraps around the earth, fragile yet full of energy. Air moves endlessly, maintaining temperature, humidity, and the balance that sustains life. The atmosphere remembers every change, a storm, a gentle breeze, or the heat of summer. Each leaves its trace in the flow of air. Dust, vapor, and molecules mingle like silent pages of a diary, recording the planet's long history. The wind does more than blow. It carries energy, brings moisture, and connects oceans, forests, mountains, and plains. These air currents form an invisible network, a vast, subtle memory in constant motion. Raindrops fall, clouds drift, mist clings to leaves. Each is a stream of data within the planet's memory. The atmosphere records Earth's pulse, from the breath of tiny creatures to the tides of the oceans and the rise and fall of weather. Even the smallest changes are preserved. A soft breeze carrying pollen, a current of air laced with the scent of rain-soaked forests. All are fragments of the planet's memory, a non-living intelligence that breathes in rhythm. Every breath you take, every step you make, joins that living rhythm. You become a small part of an ongoing history, a heartbeat written and carried across the atmosphere. The atmosphere doesn't just store weather data. It carries the traces of every living thing on Earth. When trees breathe, they exchange carbon dioxide and oxygen. The atmosphere absorbs, disperses, and remembers those changes. When schools of fish swim, they release molecules, and even those microscopic shifts become part of the air's flow. As the wind moves through forests, it gathers the scent of wood, the moisture, and pollen, all of it recorded as data within the atmosphere. It keeps the pulse of each organism, each season, each event, like a vast, living journal written in motion. Air currents are in constant circulation, linking oceans, forests, mountains, and plains. A single speck of dust or a droplet of vapor can travel around the planet, carrying the signature of where it once belonged. Thus, the atmosphere becomes a non-biological memory, a recording of Earth's living rhythm. Every breath, every gust, every tiny change is written into and carried through the air, weaving a living, continuous web of information. When waves crash and water vapor rises, the atmosphere records that motion, carrying the ocean's invisible traces. Trees breathe, leaves fall, scents and moisture spread. The atmosphere absorbs, disperses, and preserves it all. It captures the rhythm of the forest, each season, each subtle change, like an invisible yet living diary. Flocks of birds take flight, schools of fish move as one. Their biological and chemical signatures slowly merge into the air, forming layers of natural data unseen by the eye. Winds blow, clouds drift, binding every corner of the planet together. The atmosphere carries messages, from the forest to the sea, from the mountains to the plains, a continuous, intricate network of information. Even the smallest beings, microbes, rotifers, and unseen life, contribute to the pulse the atmosphere records. Every breath, every motion, every fluctuation becomes data, quietly linking the entire ecosystem into one living whole. The silent layers of air surrounding the planet hold the traces of every change that has ever occurred. Every gust of wind, every storm, every current of moisture, grain of pollen, or crystal of sea salt records a small but essential part of history. As the seasons shift and sunlight angles change, the atmosphere preserves that information. A quiet recording that tracks the heartbeat of the planet through each day, each passing year. It also holds the imprints of life itself, the breath of trees and animals, the drifting of microscopic life in soil and water. All of it merges into the moving air, forming a continuous and intricate memory. Even when you are unaware, Each breath you take, each step you make, joins this living network of information, becoming part of Earth's unfolding memory. Wind and cloud do not merely wander, they carry data across the world, from forests to oceans, from mountains to plains. Together they sustain a non-physical but living intelligence, a continuous rhythm in which all beings take part. The atmosphere remembers even the smallest of changes, from a grain of dust carried by the wind to vapor rising from the oceans and ancient forests. Storms and powerful gusts don't just alter the weather for a moment. They leave behind traces, carrying information about the planet's living rhythm. When living beings breathe, grow, or move, the atmosphere perceives and disperses those shifts. Each breath, each speck of pollen, each molecule quietly weaves itself into a non-physical web of data, forming a living memory the Earth never forgets. With every season, every year, the atmosphere records both biological and environmental rhythms, preserving the stories of oceans, forests, mountains, and plains. It binds every part of the planet together, sustaining life's delicate and continuous harmony. Even when you simply walk or breathe, your body merges with that flow of information, becoming a small part of Earth's vast memory, a living rhythm, silent yet full of wonder. The atmosphere never stops moving. Winds blow, clouds drift, vapor flows. Every motion leaves its mark, from the oceans, forests, and mountains to the vast plains below. As the seasons turn and sunlight shifts, the atmosphere records the rhythm of plants, animals, and all living systems. Each grain of dust, each drop of vapor, each molecule of air quietly connects every part of the planet, forming a delicate, unbroken web of data. When creatures breathe, move, and grow, their presence mingles with the air, creating a non-physical memory, a silent, persistent heartbeat of life. Every gust, every current of wind is more than a natural phenomenon. It is a messenger of information, linking the living pulses of Earth, from the largest beings to the tiniest microbes. The atmosphere holds these traces, so the planet can remember, reflect, and sustain its continuous rhythm, quiet, enduring, and filled with wonder. The atmosphere never stops moving. Winds sweep across mountains, plains, and seas, carrying moisture, dust, and pollen. Every current of air, every passing breeze, is a delicate trace, a record of the rhythms of life and environment. Clouds drift, changing shape with temperature and pressure. They merge with sunlight, casting shade and releasing rain. Each drop that falls to the ground carries information from the sky, helping soil, plants, and living creatures to adjust their own rhythms. Water vapor rises, condenses, and dissolves again. It connects ocean to forest, mountain to plain, forming a continuous cycle. This rhythm, silent yet persistent, maintains natural balance, without the need for human touch. As living beings breathe, move, and grow, they influence the atmosphere in unique ways. A flock of birds in flight, a trembling leaf in the wind, a school of fish gliding in a river. Every motion is recorded, becoming part of an invisible memory that binds the entire planet together. The atmosphere transmits information. Every breeze, every shifting current, links the rhythms of the largest creature to the smallest microbe. Earth retains these traces, reflecting its pulse, adjusting and maintaining balance. Currents of air carry scent, warmth, and energy. They shape the growth of plants, guide the migrations of animals, and sustain the natural tempo of the world. The atmosphere is a living archive, recording rhythm, transmitting response, and preserving the memory of motion. Seen from afar, it is a web of connection. Every movement, every breath, every rainfall creates a continuous, delicate, extraordinary rhythm. It is how Earth remembers, learns, and sustains life. The atmosphere moves in a delicate cycle. Seasons shift, temperatures rise and fall, sunlight changes its angle and tone, all influencing the rhythms of plants and animals. Leaves fall, flowers bloom, birds migrate, fish spawn. Everything joins the greater symphony of life. Rivers and oceans also depend on the breath of the air. Rain falls upon mountain peaks, flows down to the plains, restoring nutrients to soil, trees, and living things. This flow links ecosystems together, creating a continuous rhythm from mountain to sea. Storms and strong winds, though fierce, to help balance the planet's energy. They carry moisture, dust, and heat, influencing plant growth, animal migration, and the distribution of natural nutrients. The atmosphere delivers rhythm to every form of life. A soft breeze across leaves, a cool current over grasslands, a brief rain shower over the plains. Each becomes part of the global pulse, felt by every living thing. Every grain of dust, every droplet, every breath of air holds information about seasons, species, and landscapes. It is as if the Earth is reading its own memory, responding, adjusting, and keeping its rhythm alive. From space, the atmosphere glides in motion, connecting oceans, forests, mountains, plains, and creatures. Every change, no matter how small, adds to the heartbeat of the planet, quiet, intricate, and extraordinary. Every dust particle, every water vapor molecule is a link in a web of interconnections. They connect oceans, forests, mountains, and plains, creating a delicate information cycle. Winds spread heat, moisture, and energy. They transmit signals from plants to animals, from the largest organisms to the tiniest microbes. This rhythm of life is silent, but keeps everything on Earth connected. Every wind, every breath of air is an invisible record, a carrier of immaterial memories. The atmosphere reflects every rhythm of life, keeping Earth, remembering, learning, and adjusting. Seen from above, the atmosphere is a continuous network. Clouds drift, winds blow, water vapor moves. Every movement connects ecosystems. When organisms breathe, move, grow, they leave traces in the air. Every breath, every movement is part of an immaterial memory, silent, persistent, and subtle. Rain falls, creates currents, waters plants, feeds microorganisms, helps maintain a continuous rhythm of life. Winds transmit energy and signals, affecting all organisms, all environments. The atmosphere retains information about seasons, about rhythms of life, about changes. The Earth learns from itself, reflects rhythms, and maintains balance. This network of data is silent but extraordinary. Every wind, every air current, every dust particle contributes to a continuous cycle. It is the miracle of the Earth, the immaterial rhythm of life that you can only feel but cannot fully see. Sunlight filters through the leaves. A single ray pierces the dense canopy, casting shimmering patterns upon the ground. Each shadow of a leaf becomes a brushstroke, each reflection of light, a stroke of color. The ocean glows at night. Bioluminescent plankton flicker softly, tiny sparks of blue dancing upon the waves. forming lines and points of living light. Each sea creature is an invisible artist, composing a luminous symphony beyond the reach of human perception. The blue of insect wings, of leaves, of the sea, is not pigment, but structure. Light reflected and refracted through microscopic design, the iridescent scales of a butterfly's wing act like thousands of mirrors, shifting in color with every angle of view. Nature doesn't just create color, it creates experience. Bees and flowers communicate through light and scent. Bees perceive ultraviolet patterns invisible to us, following those luminous signals to nectar and pollination. Each movement, each glimmer of light, is part of an aesthetic symphony, silent, precise, and complete, that sustains both flower and bee. Moss and lichen weave intricate textures across stone and bark. They form fine, living fabrics, each tiny leaf and filament, a pattern of resilience and grace. They exist not to be seen, but to sustain the quiet rhythm of the ecosystem around them. Sunlight reflects across water, leaves, and insects, shifting from moment to moment. You see one image, a fleeting perfection, and in the next breath, it has changed. Nature is an invisible artist, creating endlessly, without signature or acclaim. Flowers, insects, leaves, and ocean waves all merge into the aesthetic symphony nature conducts. Every detail is deliberate, every form complete, silent yet exquisite. Nature is the supreme designer, with the eye of light, the hand of time, and the rhythm of life itself. Even in darkness, light persists. The glow of marine life, the iridescence of insects, the shimmer of light through leaf and water, all unite in a composition that imagination alone can barely reach. Every pulse, every beam, every motion is part of this natural art, a silent, unseen symphony of perfection. The surface of the lake lies still, light piercing through, reflecting every small vibration. A soft breeze ripples the water. Each ray of sunlight touches a bubble, creating flickers that shimmer without pause, like falling stars dissolving in darkness. An insect's wings catch the sunlight. Their thin mirror-like surfaces shift color as they move through the air. Each wing beat, woven with light, becomes part of a silent aesthetic symphony that nature conducts unseen. A flower opens at dawn. Its delicate petals greet the first light, while leaves refract and scatter it into subtle hues. Bees circle gently, seeking nectar, each motion a rhythm, each encounter a note in the living composition. Bioluminescence in the ocean is another miracle. From tiny plankton to drifting jellyfish, creatures shimmer with their own inner glow, each pulse of blue light a hidden melody. Movement and radiance merge, painting an image so alive that only imagination can truly hold it. Sunlight filters through the forest canopy, mixing with mist, dust, and drops upon leaves. The colors shift and fade, while birds, insects, and small creatures pass through, casting shadows, glints, and brief flashes, each instant a new painting, never to be repeated. Moss and lichen, with their intricate textures, reflect sunlight in countless tiny patterns. Their colors, shapes, and soft geometry blend with the life that surrounds them, forming a beauty you cannot measure, only feel. Nature needs no title, no name, no signature. It creates without ambition, refines without effort. All you must do is listen, observe, and feel. Every moment is a hidden act of creation, silent, delicate, and perfect. Night descends, and the light softens, The water mirrors the moon and stars, casting faint, shifting trails of glow, like musical notes drifting across a mirrored surface. In the ocean, plankton awaken and shimmer, tiny blue sparks pulsing with the rhythm of the waves. They trace glowing lines and scattered points across the sea, a living symphony of light that only imagination can truly perceive. Nocturnal insects like fireflies carry their quiet lanterns through fields, forests, and lakes, leaving trails of light that glide and fade, merging with the gentle rhythm of the night. Night-blooming flowers unfold, welcoming the dim silver of the moon. Leaves and petals reflect the light so subtly that the eye can barely catch it. Moths and night pollinators begin their silent work, each movement, each flutter, part of nature's nocturnal art. The sea ripples softly under the moon. Its surface reflects starlight and the glow of living creatures, creating shifting ribbons of light, a miniature Milky Way adrift upon the water. Moss, lichen, and fallen leaves form delicate textures, reflecting the faint light in intricate patterns. The dim glow mingles with life and landscape, composing a rhythm unseen but deeply felt. These moments, though fleeting, carry the quiet elegance of the natural world. You need not understand the mechanics, only to watch, to listen, and to feel. When the wind moves through the canopy, light filters through the leaves, casting flickering patterns upon the ground. Insects drift through the air, their wings catching light from different angles, scattering color and rhythm in constant motion. As night falls, the sea begins to glow. Plankton and jellyfish release soft blue light, blending with the moon's reflection, a living painting that imagination alone can fully touch. Night-blooming flowers unfold, their thin petals reflecting lunar silver. Leaves tremble gently in the breeze, each motion a musical note, joining the invisible symphony of nature. Moss and lichen shimmer faintly, tracing subtle patterns on stone and bark. Every tiny life form, every leaf, every bead of dew joins in a shared aesthetic rhythm, something you cannot analyze, only feel. The still water mirrors the sky. Each small ripple glitters like a cluster of stars, while creatures below the surface move, scattering and shaping the light, creating an ever-changing symphony of glow. Light, movement, and life interact without pause, forming an endless aesthetic loop. Creatures generate light. Light reflects upon the world responds, and together they continue, the living rhythm of nature. Some insects and birds wear blue that isn't made of pigment, but from microscopic cell structures that bend and reflect light in special ways. These colors shift with the angle of view, shimmering like tiny miracles on a feather or a butterfly's wing. Light passes through dewdrops on leaves, forming miniature rainbows that glint like jewels. Even the finest dust floating in air catches sunlight and scatters it into subtle rays, an invisible painting that nature redraws every moment. The story of light continues between bees and flowers. Flowers send luminous signals. Bees read color and vibration, a refined conversation woven entirely from light, a language of cooperation only nature understands. Structural blue is not merely beautiful. It is a reminder of nature's flawless design. From glowing waves to iridescent leaves, every detail moves in harmony, a hidden art unfolding in each instant. Through light and color, nature teaches that subtlety needs no words. Everything is arranged in perfect rhythm, like a silent symphony that the eyes and imagination can hear. At night, ocean waves glow softly, their light pulsing gently with each rise and fall. That glow is not merely beautiful. It reflects the quiet heartbeat of the sea. Leaves tremble as sunlight filters through, casting delicate patterns upon the ground. Each ray that slips between the leaves is like a tender brushstroke, gentle, weightless, serene. Flowers and bees continue their luminous conversation. Petals send out shimmering signals, and bees perceive and move in rhythm with them, forming a collaboration so refined it escapes the human eye. The structural blues of feathers, wings, and leaves shift with every angle of light, creating a shimmer, a tiny, perfect miracle. Nature arranges everything with exquisite care. Every motion, every glimmer, every hue is part of an unseen masterpiece, a flowing, tender, and flawless rhythm woven into the living fabric of the world. Bioluminescent waves flicker in rhythm with the sea, like tiny pearls drifting in the current. Sunlight filters through leaves, painting delicate patterns upon the ground. Fragile lines, yet perfectly formed. Flowers and bees move in harmony, petals sending luminous signals, bees sensing light and color, weaving a language so subtle that only nature can understand. The structural blues of feathers, butterfly wings, and leaves shimmer and shift with the light, creating gentle, living brilliance. Nature arranges every detail with grace. Each motion, each flash of light, each hue is part of a silent artistry. From ocean waves to trembling leaves, from blossoms to insects, everything flows together in seamless perfection. Through intelligence and rhythm, nature stands as the supreme designer, crafting a world of quiet elegance where the eye and imagination meet, an eternal art whispered into existence. As the sun sets, light softens and bends, painting gentle bands of color across sea and leaf. Waves rise and fall, each crest catching the glow, each flicker gliding like drifting pearls, blending with the calm rhythm of water. Petals tremble in the breeze, each motion sending a signal to bees and insects. The bees respond, flying in perfect arcs, seeking nectar, pollinating, exchanging silent codes, a language nature invented for itself. The blues of feathers, wings, and leaves reflect light from every shifting angle, creating hues that shimmer, soften, and breathe. The colors never stay still. They move, they evolve, a living artwork crafted by nature's quiet hand. Deep beneath the ocean, bioluminescent creatures glow. Jellyfish, fish, plankton pulsing with the tides. Their light not only guides them through the dark, but joins the ocean's wider rhythm, a silent symphony of luminous life. Leaves in the forest mirror daylight, casting moving patterns upon the ground. Every beam and shadow, every rustle and reflection weaves together with birds, insects, and small animals. A continuous choreography of harmony and motion. Waves strike against the rocks, foam bursting like scattered notes in nature's song. Sand shifts with the surf, each grain catching sunlight, sparkling like quiet stars. A delicate magic only nature could compose. Plants and flowers respond to wind and light. Leaves bend, branches tilt, roots reach down, transmitting signals, warning of pests, aiding the young. From the smallest microbe to birds, bees, butterflies, and great beasts, each life form plays its part, weaving into nature's silent perfection. Every detail from wave and petal to wing, bioluminescence, and leaf light is part of a greater artistry, quiet, eternal, precise. Nature arranges every motion with care, sustaining a seamless rhythm, a perfect, extraordinary flow of life. And far beyond Earth, 3I Atlas drifts in silence through the solar system. Its faint light reflects the planet's pulse, a witness to the miracle of nature, to rhythm, light, color, and the quiet intelligence that life creates. At night, the sea still breathes. Each wave folds into the shore, a quiet rhythm that never stops. Bioluminescent life beneath the surface flickers with every movement of the water, a soft orchestra of light, delicate, living, and endlessly alive. Along the shore, leaves tremble in the wind, shadows shift across the ground. Nocturnal birds, insects, and night-feeding bees move within this same cadence, every motion, every sound, mirroring the pulse of nature itself. Night-blooming flowers unfurl, their petals opening like lanterns, catching the glow of the moon. They draw pollinators with silent invitations, their rhythm a hidden language, understood only by the wild. The blue of wings and feathers, born from microscopic structure rather than pigment, changes with each angle of light. It shimmers soft, elusive, and otherworldly, a beauty that is also survival, woven into the rhythm of life itself. Deep in the ocean, bioluminescent plankton, jellyfish, and fish pulse in time with the moving tides. Each glimmer of blue light guides and connects, joining the wider heartbeat of the sea. Trees, mosses, lichens, and microbes respond to shifts of light, heat, and moisture, forming patterns across leaves, stone, and bark. Every reaction, every vibration is part of a larger harmony, a silent composition of perfection. From the smallest microorganism to birds, bees, butterflies, and beasts, each creature contributes to the planet's rhythm. Every flicker, every flutter, every echo is a strand in nature's vast design, flowing and complete. And beyond the thin veil of the atmosphere, 3I Atlas drifts quietly through the solar system. Its faint glow mirrors Earth's living pulse, a silent witness to nature's miracle. Every rhythm, every light, every motion is recorded in the wide network of life, quiet yet extraordinary. Nature continues its art, tireless, unseen, eternal, expressed through rhythm, color, light, and the non-human intelligence of the living world. Each creature, each gust of wind, each drop of water joins the web of existence, distinct yet inseparable from the heartbeat of the whole planet. Dolphins do more than swim through the sea. They have names, recognize one another, and communicate through subtle patterns of sound. Each knows its place within the group and responds in unique ways to help its companions. Elephants mourn their dead. They stand beside the fallen, touch them gently, and sometimes return to the place of memory. Their emotions and recollections linger, quiet yet profound, like echoes of grief in the heart of the forest and plain. Crows plan for the future. They remember where objects are hidden, use tools, and even test new solutions to complex problems. They do not act from instinct alone, but from deliberate thought and intention. Parrots understand sound and language. They learn from their surroundings, respond to signals, and communicate intricately with both humans and their own kind. Bees grasp the concept of zero. They count, measure, and share information about food sources, a tiny brain yet astonishing intelligence. These examples remind us that consciousness is not a human monopoly. Dolphins, elephants, crows, parrots, bees, each possesses its own way of knowing, feeling, and responding. Nature is never silent. It observes, learns, and quietly remembers the rhythm of its own life. Dolphins remember the names of their companions and respond differently in each situation. They learn from experience, listen, and communicate, forming a community both intelligent and deeply connected. Elephants not only grieve but also remember places, moments, and lost members of their herd. They move in rhythm with time, quietly carrying the memories of generations, a living proof of deep emotion and intelligence. Crows and other birds plan ahead. They remember where objects are hidden, use tools, and solve problems through deliberate action. Each behavior reveals a level of awareness that transcends instinct. Parrots listen, learn, and communicate. They understand sounds, mimic, and adapt to language, sometimes responding in ways that could only be called thought. Bees calculate and comprehend the concept of zero. They measure distance, sense wind direction, and share information with remarkable precision, all through a mind smaller than a seed. From dolphins to elephants, crows, parrots, and bees, each testifies that consciousness is not the privilege of humankind. Through these beings, nature observes, learns, and reacts, preserving its rhythm and its memories, a subtle, emotional, and living intelligence woven through all life. Bottlenose dolphins remember the signature whistles, their own names of companions for years, communicating across ranges of 10 to 20 kilometers. They exchange messages about food and danger, forming a subtle, fluid social network beneath the waves. African elephants travel vast distances each day, remembering waterholes, trees, and roots for decades. When one of their own dies, they linger beside the body, touch it gently, and later return to the place. As if keeping the memory of the herd alive, ravens recall hundreds of hidden caches and plan for days ahead. They craft and use tools to solve puzzles, displaying abstract and strategic thought. Parrots can learn and reproduce dozens of words or sounds, responding contextually, as if grasping the basic structure and meaning of language. Honeybees comprehend the concept of zero. They calculate distance from hive to flower, measure direction using the sun and wind, and relay this knowledge through the waggle dance, a graceful choreography of information. All of these reveal a simple truth: consciousness is not humanity's exclusive domain. From dolphins and elephants to ravens, parrots, and bees, every species perceives, learns, remembers, and reacts in its own distinct way. Nature observes in silence, storing and sharing its knowledge through life itself. A world intricate, intelligent, and profoundly alive. Otters know how to use stones to open shellfish, selecting tools suited to size and shape. They watch the waves, read the movement of water, and adjust their behavior accordingly. Each act reveals a quiet, practical intelligence, a form of awareness beyond the human kind. Blue whales send messages across hundreds of kilometers of ocean. A single drawn-out call can warn of danger, guide migration, or hold the social fabric of a distant pod together. Every sound is a note in the immense underwater symphony of communication. Hummingbirds remember which flowers they have visited. They travel through forests, mapping the rhythm of blossoms that open by the hour. Each journey is a plan, woven from memory, perception, and environmental awareness. Deep-sea fish use bioluminescence to shape their world of darkness. They flash light to lure prey, to hide from predators, and to speak to others of their kind. Every flicker is a signal, a coded language of light, a rhythm of awareness born from darkness. Termites, too, embody perception through architecture. They build self-ventilating mounds that regulate heat and humidity. With a network of tunnels, chambers, and vents, each structure is an evolving design, a living collaboration, maintained and refined by the colony itself. Perception is more than memory or calculation. It lies in observation, anticipation, adaptation, and exchange. Every action, from the smallest to the grandest, reflects the rhythm of non-human intelligence, the living awareness of the environment itself. Across the seas, forests, grasslands, and hidden colonies, life perceives, learns, and adapts, each species finding its rhythm, each rhythm sustaining the great conversation of the earth. Awareness does not exist only within each being. It moves through the environment, woven into every rhythm, every subtle reaction. Dolphins speak through sound, their calls spreading across the ocean. They warn of danger, share knowledge of food, each vibration influencing the behavior of life nearby. Elephants walk across vast plains, remembering the locations of water, trees, and lost kin. Each step sends a faint tremor through the ground, felt by soil, roots, and creatures unseen. A dialogue between footfall and earth. Crows and parrots combine memory and signal, organizing social behavior and passing knowledge along. Each gesture, each call, is a note in the rhythmic intelligence of community. Bees and termites shape their surroundings, regulating temperature, sharing information, and maintaining collective survival. Every wing beat, every motion, merges with a wider rhythm few ever notice. Otters, hummingbirds, deep-sea fish, and countless others adapt, react, and learn. Each individual sustains its own rhythm, and all together form the great living network of Earth. Consciousness is not a human privilege. Non-human minds observe, remember, and connect. Every movement, every signal, every vibration contributes to the intelligent and intricate circulation of life. These rhythms endure, resilient yet fluid, proof that nature operates through wisdom, connection, and quiet design. When you watch and listen, you begin to sense it. Every sound, every motion, every pulse is part of the same living web, distinct yet always in harmony with the whole. Crows and parrots reason and plan. They remember where food is hidden, use tools with precision, and adapt to changing situations through observation and communication. Each small decision, each reaction, is a rhythm of intelligence, subtle, alive, and part of the non-human web of awareness. Bees glide between flowers. Termites build their towering nests, regulating temperature, distributing food, and exchanging coded information about the world around them. Every flight, every wing beat, is a signal, a pulse within the wider rhythm of Earth. Other creatures, otters, hummingbirds, deep-sea fish, observe, learn, and respond in endless adaptation. They share knowledge through movement, sound, and pattern, creating a network of rhythms too intricate for the human eye to follow. Non-human consciousness exists everywhere. It radiates through behavior and environment alike, inspiring, adjusting, and synchronizing life's invisible tempo. It is not confined to individuals, but circulates through the great loop of nature, a delicate lattice linking soil, water, plants, and animals, climate, light, wind, rain, and ocean waves. All merge into this living score. Every creature, every particle, every motion adds a note to Earth's vast composition. Resilient, flexible, quietly perfect. And far beyond the atmosphere, 3I Atlas drifts in silence. Its faint light mirrors Earth below, a silent witness to the non-human consciousness of the planet and the miracle of its interconnected life. Coral builds its reefs, each tiny polyp attaching, layer by layer, forming structures both solid and soft, a sanctuary for ocean life. Fish, shrimp, and mollusks move in harmony, each motion swimming, hunting, resting, weaving a synchronized rhythm beneath the sea. The tropical rainforest breathes in its own way. Towering trees stretch dozens of meters high, dense leaves filter light, roots burrow deep into the soil, trading nutrients and shading the life below. Birds, insects, and small mammals join this vast pulse of existence, each distinct yet inseparable from the forest's whole. Rivers alter their course when predators appear. Currents bend around trees and stones, creating habitats for fish and microorganisms. Every shift in the rhythm of water reshapes the ecosystem, each creature's behavior intertwined with the flow. Forests have the power to create clouds, moisture from leaves, breath from animals, and vapor from streams rise into the air, forming humidity and low-hanging clouds. When rain falls, water seeps back into the earth, feeding roots, sustaining life, and renewing the nutrient cycle. Tiny organisms from microbes in soil to insects and birds above form intricate energy networks. They sustain the growth of individuals while linking every heartbeat, every flutter, to the rhythm of the entire ecosystem. Every pulse is part of a closed loop. One being becomes the breath of another. Each organism, each act, each current of water joins the collective rhythm of nature, continuous, quiet, and perfect. Coral is more than shelter. It filters water, trades nutrients with microorganisms, and each tiny polyp keeps the reef alive with rhythm. Fish glide past, shrimp forage among crevices. Every motion contributes to the reef's fragile balance. The tropical rainforest exists in layered worlds: canopy, understory, forest floor. Each stratum is a separate universe, yet all are tightly bound together. Broad leaves capture sunlight. Smaller ones shade microbes below, sustaining a continuous flow of energy and nutrients. Rivers wind through the forest, moving at a few meters per minute, carrying nutrients downstream, creating habitats for fish, aquatic insects, and unseen microbes. When birds or mammals drink, each step, each flutter of wings, ripples through the current, composing the river's living rhythm. Rainforests craft their own clouds. Vapor from leaves and animal breath rises into the air, forming humidity, clouds, and rain. Each rainfall nourishes trees, replenishes streams, lets soil hold its nutrients, and preserves the steady pulse of the forest. Microbial communities in soil and water interact endlessly with plants and animals. They break down waste, convert energy, and make survival possible for larger life forms. Every microbe is a note in the grand symphony of ecology. At the same time, creatures above and below, fish following rivers, birds in formation, insects exchanging signals, create a shared biological tempo. Their behaviors interlace, woven into the fabric of life itself. Each ecosystem is a finely tuned cycle. Coral, forest, river, cloud, rain, microbe, bird, fish, insect, all participate in one continuous rhythm, a self-regulating, resilient, and exquisitely balanced network. Coral continually shapes its own habitat. Each reef holds water, offering refuge to fish, algae, and tiny marine life. Together they form a mutual alliance, a living system that grows by supporting itself. The rainforest maintains its own balance. Trees, animals, and microorganisms exchange energy and nutrients, keeping the soil fertile and humidity steady. When one species disappears, the forest adjusts its rhythm, creating a new state of equilibrium. Rivers shift their flow according to the presence of predators. Wolves control the herds. The density of grass and trees changes, altering both the riverbanks and the current. Each organism is a vital link in this circle, a self-closing loop woven by nature. Rain and forest co-create the clouds. Moisture rises from leaves, merges with air currents, forms clouds, and falls again as rain. A continuous, self-regulating cycle of renewal. Every part of the ecosystem, from fish and coral to ancient trees and apex predators, belongs to this intricate web. The rhythm of one species becomes the breath of another. A quiet, perfect circle of life. Coral, forests, rivers, and clouds do not exist in isolation. They are bound together through energy, water, light, and life. Each rhythm in one place shapes the rhythm in another, forming a continuous natural symphony. Ocean currents carry warmth from the equator toward the poles, shaping climate, rainforest rain, and sea temperature. Coral responds to these changing waters. Fish and shrimp alter their behavior. Microbes adjust their metabolism, all moving in step with Earth's broader pulse. Rainforests create clouds and regulate humidity. Moisture from leaves and streams rises into the air, forming rain that feeds the trees, keeps the soil alive, and sustains the creatures within. These cycles follow one another, a seamless chain of ecological renewal. Fish swim through rivers and seas, birds cross forests and plains. Insects share invisible messages, and microbes in soil and water keep the web of exchange alive. Every creature, every action, is part of the greater rhythm of existence. This rhythm never stops, quiet, steady, and intricate. Each species acts on its own, yet all remain bound to the beat of their surroundings. Together, they sustain the balance that allows Earth to endure. No ecosystem exists alone. Coral connects to the currents, rainforest to rivers and streams, clouds and vapor to the atmosphere, together forming one vast and living web of rhythm. When rain falls upon a forest, the water seeps into the soil, nourishing trees, flows into rivers, journeys to the sea, and feeds the coral beneath the waves. This rhythm travels across all ecosystems. Every step, every drop, every motion leaves an imprint. Fish swim in schools among the reefs, each movement responding to the sway of water, each gesture rippling through the smaller lives nearby. Birds pass over the forest canopy, their wings stirring gentle currents of air that touch insects, pollen, and drifting leaves. Every creature, however small, adds to the grand connected rhythm of Earth. Microbes in soil and water break down waste, exchange energy, and recycle nutrients for plants and animals alike. They are the invisible musicians, keeping the ecological symphony in motion. Quiet, tireless, and essential, forests create clouds, regulate temperature, and stabilize their own environments, allowing all life within to adapt and flourish. Rivers guide the flow of water, carry nutrients, sustain aquatic life, and link the inland with the coastal world. The rhythm of Earth is a perfect loop. Every action, every motion, every pulse is woven into the whole. No organism or event is redundant. Everything contributes to balance, to the seamless continuation of life's eternal rhythm. And when you observe closely, you see it. Coral, forest, river, cloud, rain, and all living beings are never separate. They merge into one continuous cycle, a unified rhythm, silent, intricate, and extraordinary. When you step back and see the whole, every ecosystem reveals its deep interconnection. Coral reefs, tropical forests, rivers, clouds, rain, even the smallest living things, all pulse within a single unified rhythm. Each creature's movement shapes the rhythm of its surroundings. A school of fish turning in unison, a flock of birds in flight. Each can alter water currents, scatter seeds, and ripple through the wider web of life. The forest gives birth to clouds. The clouds return as rain to feed forests and grasslands. Rain seeps into the soil, renewing nutrients, sustaining trees, microbes, and the animals that depend on them. Each cycle follows another, a perfect, quiet loop of endurance and renewal. Even the tiniest microbes in soil and water sustain the rhythm of life as a whole. They decompose, transform, and restore, weaving a continuous pulse that connects every layer of the ecosystem together. Icefish live in waters on the edge of freezing. Their blood contains natural antifreeze proteins that keep their bodies from solidifying even below 0 degrees Celsius, an extraordinary mechanism that allows survival where life seems impossible. The platypus, Australia's peculiar wonder, has a duck's bill, lays eggs, and secretes venom from its hind legs. It fuses traits that should not coexist, yet it thrives. A living design both bizarre and perfectly tuned to its world. Termites build like master engineers. They regulate temperature and humidity inside their mounds, constructing tunnels and ventilation chambers that act as miniature climate control systems. A small society, yet guided by a collective intelligence that adapts flawlessly to its environment. In nature, every form is a biological snapshot of transformation. Each organism, each feature, each adaptation is life's answer to challenge. These layers of change combine and refine themselves, creating a diversity so intricate that science has only begun to uncover its depths. The icefish, the platypus, the termite, all testify to one truth. Life does not need a reason. It needs a chance to exist, to adjust, to endure. Through chance, nature creates the unimaginable, and through these impossibilities, the planet continues its astonishing, rhythmic life. The icefish doesn't rely on antifreeze blood alone. It moves slowly between layers of water, maintains internal temperature balance, and uses ocean currents to hunt, a delicate strategy for life in an unforgiving sea. The platypus is more than its strange bill. It detects prey underwater through electroreception, a sense so refined that human technology still struggles to match it. Form and behavior merge seamlessly, creating a creature perfectly attuned to its singular habitat. Termites do more than regulate their mounds. They plan tunnel structures, calculate wind direction, control humidity, and distribute nutrients throughout the colony. A tiny society, yet guided by a collective intelligence so refined, it demonstrates remarkable adaptability. In the forest, even the smallest beings play their part. Microbes, fungi, and moss work together, optimizing the breakdown of nutrients, helping plants and animals endure in difficult environments. These layers of transformation, these survival strategies and extraordinary forms, compose a living map that science is only beginning to trace. Life needs no reason, only opportunity to adapt, to persist, to continue. Every mechanism, every form, every strategy stands as a testament to nature's intelligence and creativity, a world both astonishing and precise, flowing forever to the planet's extraordinary rhythm. The ice fish, with its antifreeze blood, drifts through near-frozen waters, using every current, every narrow crack, to hunt and endure. Silent, yet steadfast, the platypus dives deep, using its electrosensitive bill to locate prey, a marvel of biological engineering, where behavior and form merge into perfect adaptation. Termites build their intricate mounds, regulating temperature and humidity, planning nutrient distribution across the colony, a natural system of intelligence, so precise and efficient it borders on genius. Even microbes, fungi, and moss join this grand network of adaptation, refining the flow of nutrients, helping forests, animals, and entire ecosystems persist. All these extraordinary mechanisms exist without reason. They simply need a chance to live, to adapt, to continue. Life always finds its path through ice, water, soil, forests, and microorganisms. Each strategy, each form, is a testament to nature's quiet brilliance and hidden magic. A world both astonishing and perfectly whole. Your body is a miniature universe. Every cell, every strand of DNA and RNA quietly exchanges information and energy. The microbes living in your gut and on your skin interact delicately with your body, helping you digest, build immunity, and maintain balance. Each microorganism is a tiny planet within your personal constellation of life. Your brain emits bioelectric currents, sending pulses through neural pathways, transmitting signals that form memory, emotion, and awareness. Every heartbeat, every electrical surge is a physical manifestation of the universe unfolding within you. Stardust atoms forged in long-dead stars, crystallized into your body billions of years ago, binding you to the cosmos. Each thought, each emotion is a rhythm of matter and energy, the universe reflecting upon itself through you. DNA and RNA store information like written symbols in the great map of life. They guide your form, your function, and your responses to the world around you. You are a microcosm, every behavior, every cell, in resonance with the universe's wider pulse. We do not merely exist in the universe. We are the way the universe becomes self-aware. Each breath, each thought, each feeling is part of its vast, living rhythm, silent, profound, and extraordinary. Each cell in your body is a miniature universe. Every biochemical reaction, every electrical pulse beats to its own rhythm, yet moves in harmony with the rhythm of the whole world. The microbiome within your gut and on your skin does more than aid digestion and immunity. It subtly shapes your mood and thoughts. These microscopic worlds are like tiny planets in a private solar system, interacting delicately to sustain biological balance. Your brain generates bioelectric currents, sending signals from one neuron to another. These electric waves create emotion, memory, and awareness. Every feeling, joy, sadness, wonder, is a way the universe expresses itself through the matter within you. Stardust particles born from ancient stars, became part of your body billions of years ago. You carry within you light, energy, and the quiet memory of distant galaxies. DNA and RNA store information, like characters written into the blueprint of life. Every action, every cell, moves in step with a larger cosmic rhythm, a physical symphony the universe performs through you. Your brain is an ocean of bioelectric energy. Each neuron connects to billions of others, sending signals through pulses of electricity and chemistry. Every neural spark is a rhythm, a vibration, a fragment of the cosmic heartbeat within you. Brainwaves alpha, beta, gamma, delta do more than reflect states of mind. They are a physical symphony where consciousness and matter entwine. These subtle oscillations shape memory, emotion, and perception, weaving what you call the self. Every memory, no matter how small or profound, is an electrochemical message. When you look at light through a window, a chain of neurons fires, linking that moment to feeling, to past experience, and to the biological rhythm of your body. The senses are not mere receivers of data. They decode light, sound, scent, touch, and taste, translating them into a multidimensional experience. Each perception is a wave, an intersection of matter, energy, and the cosmos. Bioelectricity also moves through your heart and muscles. Every heartbeat, every contraction, creates ripples of vibration throughout your body, tuning you to the rhythm of Earth and the greater universe. Even in silence, in sleep or meditation, the brain continues to send its signals, maintaining rhythm, recording, reflecting the world around you. Each electric pulse is a beat of life, a physical symphony of the universe, quiet, profound, and extraordinary. You are the crystallization of the universe. The atoms within your body were forged in the cores of ancient stars, traveling for billions of years before becoming part of your cells. Stardust within your DNA, RNA, and proteins binds you to distant light and matter. Every atom of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and iron carries the universe's memory, a record written in the oldest language of creation. Each electric pulse in your brain echoes the rhythm of this cosmic substance. Every neuron, every cell, functions both by biology and by the fundamental laws of the universe itself. Your emotions, joy, sorrow, awe, and calm, are delicate vibrations, expressions of the cosmos unfolding through your body. Even the microbial reactions within your gut, the energy exchanges within your cells, follow their own physical rhythm, connecting you to Earth, the atmosphere, the oceans, and the stars. You are not merely alive. You are the way the universe reflects upon itself, a living mirror of matter, energy, and time. Consciousness is not separate from the body. Every thought, every feeling, arises from billions of neurons and electrical impulses in the brain. Each experience is recorded, not only in memory, but also within the body, the cells, and the microbiome. Emotions are not merely states of mind. They are woven into the rhythm of the body, in heartbeat, brain waves, and the biochemical dialogue of your cells. Joy, sorrow, wonder, all are physical manifestations of your inner life. You are composed of the atoms of ancient stars, and yet you are the observer of those same stars. The vibrations, signals, and physical reactions within you allow the universe to experience itself through your senses and awareness. The microbiome within you interacts constantly with your cells and environment. It records what you eat, how you feel, and how you act, helping you adapt, survive, and maintain balance. Consciousness arises from matter and energy, but it is also the means through which you perceive the universe. You observe, you feel, you experience, and through you, the universe becomes aware of its own existence. Human beings, with every cell, every emotion, every thought, are the living expression of the cosmos. Wind moves through the ancient forest. Each leaf trembles in time, creating a delicate sound, the faint rhythm of an invisible symphony. Moist air drifts from the ocean, passing through branches and blades of grass, carrying a rhythm you can feel but never quite hold. Rain falls to the earth. A single drop, falling from 20 meters, strikes a leaf with a soft percussion, blending with the murmur of streams and the echo of water against stone. Each droplet carries energy, touching soil, trees, and the life hidden beneath. Waves roll against the shore. A crest 1 or 2 meters high breaks with a gentle, steady sound, stirring the sand, scattering fragments, and mixing them into the sea. The waves carry salt, microorganisms, and reflected moonlight, a living rhythm of light and motion. Even the air itself breathes in rhythm. Molecules drift at 0.5 meter per second in the forest, a few kilometers per hour across the plains. Pressure shifts, temperature oscillates. Each movement sends ripples and vibrations that sustain the world's subtle pulse. Dust, pollen, and vapor ride these currents. A single grain, just 0.01 millimeters wide, can travel 10 to 20 kilometers in a day, carrying traces of where it was born. Every motion, no matter how small, adds to nature's vast and intricate rhythm. When you pause and observe, you can feel this rhythm, not only in sound or light, but in the touch of wind on your skin, in the scent of the forest, the cool breath of water, and in the quiet way your body responds to the world around it. Each gust, each drop, each wave is part of the continuous symphony nature performs without end. These cycles are interwoven. Rain forms rivers that moisten the earth, allowing plants to grow. Leaves release vapor that becomes clouds, and clouds return again as rain. A closed rhythm, delicate and complete. A circle where every element has a role. Sunlight, too, creates rhythm. From dawn to dusk, each ray passes through the leaves, casting shadows, reflections, and warmth, shaping the biological clocks of plants, animals, and microbes. Hour by hour, the tempo shifts, composing a living, continuous sequence of time. Forests, seas, meadows, and rivers all pulse together in this great continuum. Every creature, every grain of dust, every drop of water is a note in nature's grand composition, silent, intricate, and perfect. Fish swim in schools across the ocean. A small school may hold hundreds, a large one, thousands. They move as one shifting direction, speed and spacing.